Lou, back home after a great holiday in Tobago. I feel I better come wrong, because
You find that too far from here or what?
yeah, too far from here.
You get close on this vacation or what?
Yes, I get real close on this vacation, girl. But it happens every time, man. So what we having today? Sita roti?
Sita roti.
And what's all
I
of
did
this?
some curry stew, turkey stew turkey with potato and melon jam.
Gee whiz, let me put my glasses for this job.
Better known as aloo and baigan.
Aloo and baigan. Okay, now we say we grace already, folks?
Yes.
Say we grace already, so we will launch on a napkin for you. Make sure you don't eat that one. And a napkin for me.
You notice, you look like you get a 60-40 here,
60-40?
Yeah.
No, well, that is okay. I will give you a little bit accordingly.
I give you a blind.
Give me a blind.
I give you a blind. After a good holiday, I'd say Danzy's over 60.
Ladies will say, but go ahead now. And is over what? A 60?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
The love and tender care on the vacation now was special.
But let me ask you something, Louise. What was the best part of that holiday for you, girl? I mean, we had some spirituality on that. Lots of spirituality on the meeting, on the journey.
Mm-hmm.
But for couples who want to travel, what would you say would be the best thing for couples wanting a little holiday? Hey, this isn't real good, eh?
Thank you. Well, it all depends on what the couple like, I'm a sea person. So, going to the beach, enjoying a good swim, chatting, and I found in Tobago you stayed much longer in the water, and I really enjoyed that because it enabled me to stay longer too. So that was very special. You were somehow in Tobago, maybe the water was not as cold, I don't know, or you were in a more holiday mood than when we go to the beach in Trinidad.
No, actually, Louise, I really enjoyed the holiday. You helped make it really good. Everything fell into place, and I was very relaxed. I can't say, honestly, I cannot say that I miss home here in Trin City. I miss my children, of course, but I didn't dwell on it because then that would have taken away
the pleasure.
The pleasure,
You want to come back home then? Yeah, I know. That's another thing I noticed. You went to the tape.
This in boss boy. Today is Baptist Day.
Yeah, we should be cooking some African food instead Indian food surface.
But anyway, it's Baptist Day and it's Baptist Day.
Baptist Day.
Just had an E to the Baptist, and we get Baptist. But we're glad that our country is a praying country, eh?
Yeah.
Our country is a very praying country.
And God-fearing people.
God-fearing people. So we know that we owe the Lord above everything. So coming back to Tobago, we never had curry dumpling. What is? Crab dumpling?
Yeah.
Never had that, eh?
No. Well, I can't really say that I am really big on hot on. I find it's too much work to get to the crab meat. So I'm not a person for bone too much. I like flesh.
That's why you're a fat man. That's why you married this fat man here. Hey.
I like flesh.
My napkin for yes.
Anyway, I really enjoy, however, the little snorkeling,
But you know you crazy.
I know that part was a
No,
scary part for you,
no.
but I really enjoy the snorkeling part.
Yeah, but where you think you're heading, girl? You're going to Mount Irving. You have this goggles on your face, snorkeling, and you heading out to sea big time.
I was following a fish.
Just swallowing a fish?
Yeah. I was following a pretty fish. Next thing I see you in the water, I say, hey.
And you know you want to hug me up in the water?
Yeah, because I say, you come now.
And you're hugging me up so tight as though we on land.
You put up that video? Yeah, man. But really, really, a vacation, quick getaway, I really think that I mean, lockdown for the last 3 years was really very tough.
Yeah, it was tough.
So it was the first holiday we have had since lockdown. Second time we were going back to Tobago. But so it was a real refreshing time to not to have to worry about you can't go here and you can't do this, and it was just divine.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Really pleasurable. And as I say, you were more inclined to swim.
Yeah.
And I think the swimming really has helped you back too.
Indeed, eh? You know, I was reading something on Google, tips on how to really enjoy your marriage. Rita, what is napkin? You better put some curry in it and eat it, yes? I was looking up something, huh? There's something called the 2-2-2 rule. If you want to have
2-2.
the 2-2-2 rule suggests in marriage, go on a date night every 2 weeks. You think we could have all that, right?
Well, you don't necessarily have to go to spend a lot of money. Going on a date, you could have
At the moment?
you could have mid-month what was that one we had in the carcass?
A low budget?
A low budget.
What will we say now?
So you could go on a low budget date every 2 weeks.
You know, when I recall, really and truly, you are a very satisfied woman, you know.
Yeah.
You know I wasn't working for any money. You made no demands of me.
You were satisfied. Vacation.
Right, but you were satisfied if you go into the movies. If I buy you a pack of nuts, you're happy with that.
Yeah. The important thing is your company.
Yeah, the company. You need some more of this stuff? You give me a lot, you know.
Nobody says you get a 60-40 man. I think I get distracted.
I think I'd rather need 50-50 though. Because this is quite a lot, eh?
Yeah, 50-50 is equal. It's a happy balance, you know. Balance is an important thing, you know.
And when when you display this kind of generosity that you give me 60-40, it moves me to really want to, be nice to you, be kind to you, be protective of you. I know sometimes you might feel that I'm overprotective, eh?
Well, sometimes, yeah. But it's nice to be loved and cared for.
Somebody said that in a comment, nice to be loved, to feel love, and to show love. I really appreciate those three things.
Well, honestly speaking, I'd rather you be overprotective and loving and caring than indifference. I could do what I want, go where I want, you know.
That wouldn't be so nice. You have a sense of responsibility.
Yeah. So to be loved and cared for. But I don't know whether the same quality in you, very caring, very protective, very sharing. I don't know whether another woman who might be an independent type of person, how well that would go down with a very independent person.
But I really want to meet that kind of person.
That's why your hand picked me.
So we call it quits right here. If you're too independent to me in marriage, the man's had to be very independent. And he ain't really taking on how you feel. And he really want to do his own thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
like that.
That's going to spoil a lot of things, huh?
Of course.
Because you're married to be committed to each other.
Yeah.
But then, somebody was saying, you know, there are some phases in life.
Oh yeah, different phases of the marriage.
You meet and you're trying to bond. Then you have the security phase of let's do something with our lives. Get married. Then you had the realization phase. Hey boy, wait now, you wake up in the morning and say, wait, I really married boy?
Finger licking good.
I really married boy? Wait now, how long this is for? This marriage?
Forever and ever. Until death do us part.
Or until the family do us part. That's the next thing, you know. Sometimes you're married and family don't understand that a little independence is necessary, or a lot of independence is necessary. And when a man marries, or a woman, you actually marry, you have to really love your in-laws, because both parties, to me, will want to be at different times connected to, you know, to the family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So rule number one, they say, in this 2-2 rule, is going on a date going on a date night every 2 weeks.
A night date.
A night date, right? Spending a weekend away every 2 months.
Yeah.
We never really had a big problem in that area. Icacos, to me, was a real good getaway. You see, we had areas that were diffused, let me say, stresses. And it was a joy on a Friday evening to say, okay,
Cacos, here I come.
we're going down to Icacos. Icacos was really a haven, a getaway place. Eh? It still is, eh?
Yeah. And then we went to Cora at the appearance.
That's right. We had the river. Pool 1 wasn't perhaps as popular as it is now. Perrine, great pool. Batty's pool was good.
Batty's pool was the best.
I want you to take some of this, please.
Batty's pool was the best, boy.
Try this on my sauce here.
Yeah,
Not the meat, not the meat. No, you already give me a lot of meat, man. Here. Thank you. I like how you share, you know, half of it coming back to you, eh? I like your brains, Share big, man, but I take them back half as you go along, eh?
You ever hear the joke about this man? He was married to a woman that had 2 children. 2 girls. And he had 1 son. Every week, when he get paid for a treat for the kids, He buy 2 apples.
Mm-hmm.
He has a son, and the lady has 2 daughters.
Mm-hmm.
So he will give the 2 girls the apple, and he will tell one, you cut your apple and give him half. And the other one, you cut your apple and give him half.
Oh
so
my
his
goodness.
son, he shared with his wife, his 2 daughters,
Yeah.
and then his son still got a whole one. He didn't buy for himself, he bought for his daughters.
Yeah. Oh my. He's a smart fella, boy.
Very smart. Boy, this turkey was so soft and delicious. Finger licking good.
Hey, I had
But
to
when I
laugh.
think about the steak, boy,
You're not coming to that girl.
not knife, no teeth could have cut that.
Hey, listen, you couldn't even swallow it whole, eh?
You're a choke to that.
Somebody said I had to laugh, you know. I had to laugh. That cow must have been 100 years old.
I think it's 101.
But that jelly person, I said, that was 200 years old, eh? And you know what the person said? I'm glad you all have humor. That is another thing.
After all, I didn't make it, you know. I didn't make the steak. I only cook it.
You should have beat it before you cook it.
Lancy,
Humor is important, eh?
very important. Very important. In the hardest of experience, in the toughest of whatever taking place, a good joke could always make you laugh. And they say it takes less muscles to smile than to frown, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I am very happy that I grew up in a house that we had a lot of jokes and laughter.
We did do it.
And I met somebody,
Mm-hmm.
I will say, but if somebody is not humorous, they can't become humorous.
We had to read a lot of joke books.
Yeah, you have to accept. You have to accept whoever or whatever shortcomings your partner have. Eh? I think that is a given, that no one is perfect, and accepting your partner for who he or she is. Because once this is what was presented to you before you were married, and you knew these things about your partner, and you choose to marry them, it means that you are quite willing to put up with whatever the shortcomings are.
That's the realization phase, eh?
You know?
Coming to terms with that.
Coming to terms. That is the realization.
But
stage.
Louis, it still has to go. It still has to go. It's still a two-way thing, eh? Because somebody putting out a lot, and the other person ain't putting out so much. That is strenuous. That's off to a bad start. And in 7 to 8 years, they say, you're running into a rough patch.
Yeah, because by that time,
You're saturated
somebody
with
tired, you know.
woes.
Somebody tired, because nobody really set out to get married to divorce, eh? Unless the person was very rich and they said, I got married this person to inherit. But generally, love is such a wonderful thing. I often would wonder where the love has gone. What has happened? But really and truly, being very different and not understanding and taking time you have to take time, that as challenges come up, you have to take time to sit back and consider, why is your partner reacting like that? There are a lot of people get into marriage and they have a lot of childhood problems, you know. You know? And it is said that if someone grew up in a home where there was a lot of friction and, you know, parents at loggerheads, ever quarreling, even maybe hurry hand pass,
Terrible.
when that child marries, it's one or two things would happen. They would really want a different life, because I have heard people say, my father used to be a drinker, and I purpose that I would never drink. And the person will say, and I never drank. And your other children whose father was a drinker, and when they didn't like it, but when they got married, they drinking just like their father.
Right.
Same problems. So, some things you have to accept. Some shortcomings, some weaknesses.
Right.
Like if you really marry somebody who doesn't have humor, humor really adds to the relationship. Laughter, you could laugh at each other, you could say things, you don't have to be, you wouldn't be so sensitive. It helps to a easier relationship, not strained, not having to walk on hot ashes or how do you say,
Cool.
tiptoeing around the person. But if you could accept certain things, and you sometimes have to tiptoe, well, you have to learn. God could give you the grace to be able to bear and forbear. But I really don't think that someone is in an abusive relationship. I find that's a hard one.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, it's very, very...
You ever notice when you talk about abusive, you ever notice on the highway when you get into Monte Gran area?
Yes, that I always watch this poor woman with all her eyes black and blue.
You're heading east, and there's a big billboard showing a woman who was brutalized, no doubt, in a domestic setting. And, you know, it's painful looking at.
Yes, her eyes are black and blue, and
No.
eyes itself, under the eyes black and blue, and the eyes itself red. Oh gosh, if that's my daughter. If that is my daughter, I don't know how I could encourage her to stay in that marriage. The man will kill her. Yeah, I think that if someone is in an abusive relationship, they have to make a stand. But then sometimes when you make the stand, they get killed.
But I don't know.
But it's really, I think from early o'clock, when you see those signals, you have to
Back out.
You have to get counseling. You have to tell the person.
Because marriage isn't going to change anybody, really, you know.
No, marriage isn't.
Marriage is not going to change anybody.
The person makes all sorts of promises, that they will do better, and then as soon as they figure that okay, everything is back to normal, you're back to square one.
Yeah. Then there are a lot of psychologists out there.
Yeah.
You know, get some counseling or something.
Yeah. But a lot of times women are terribly afraid.
Well, it got to that stage where they become afraid now, huh?
Yeah, and exactly, especially with people being, murdered. So.
And then they're so abused that they feel dehumanized. They can't take us. They can't get out because who else is going to love me? Who else is going to love me? Yeah. It's best you clear out.
Yeah, I once at one of our seminars in work, lunchtime seminars with psychologists, one girl who worked with us, I thought she was so courageous, and it was admirable how she got up and she spoke, and she said she was a victim of domestic violence, and she hid it from everyone. Nobody knew. She put up a brave front, and honestly speaking, when you look back at her coming to work, and so you could never tell that she had problems because she was pleasant, and and when she got up and spoke about her experience, it was like, wow, she did good.
But did she get help?
Well, how she managed to get help? As I say, she never let up to her parents or anything. But the parents would notice certain things.
Okay.
They would notice maybe a blue mark or something. So they would pay attention to that. Never letting her know that they're observing, And the last time that he was violent. He was very violent.
Oh my.
Violently violent.
Uh-huh.
She ended up in the hospital.
Hmm.
And her parents took charge.
Okay.
And they said, you are not going back home. You are coming home with us. And you have to overcome this. You cannot go back. You will die the next time. And she was like, no, I have to go back home. And the parents, as I say, they let me tell you something now, man. Parents really go beyond the duty, beyond the call of duty,
You think so?
Yes. I mean, they just took their daughter back home, and, well, I don't know, I'm not too sure if she had any kids. I'm not too sure.
So what happened in the long run?
Well, that was the end of the marriage.
Okay. So she lived with her parents again?
Yeah.
That's all right, boy, to make a whole circle there and then back home, unhappy.
Yeah, and carrying this burden all alone, But I think that anytime any woman or man, because they say man is be brutalized by woman too, eh?
Yeah.
But well, that case is even worse. A woman beating you, which man going and admit that, boy?
But you remember we saw, I don't know where it was, but we saw a clip where this woman, and I think it's in Trinidad, this woman was slapping up her husband outside of a supermarket. And he was actually imploring her to come back to him. And eventually she felt really, he loves me, man, he loves me, all this blow I give him, he loves me. And she got in the car and they drove off happily ever after.
Yeah, because you become a victim, eh?
And I see you have a heavy piece of hand there, Louise. I wouldn't like you to put that on there, See this big hand you have there?
Woman.
And there's a southpaw, a left-hander.
Woman made to be loved and cherished.
Yes.
And it's sad to think that some women are not really recognized and appreciated
Yes.
for what they are doing as wives and mothers.
Oh gosh, I'm over the kids, man.
And you wish that more men will appreciate their wives and not take them for granted. Mm-hmm. More men need to appreciate their wives and not take a wife for granted. Because one of the things that I can't vouch that this is the case, but I have known cases where when the woman decides to walk out, it's no return.
Right. Well, that's good.
And that is when the man now willing to bring down the moon and the stars and this thing. But women threaten. They say, I will leave, I will leave. Mm. But men hear that so many times that they just say, she just like the gallery herself. She ain't going nowhere. But the day a woman walk out on a man, if he really love his wife, he in trouble. Because...
But he can love and beat her so badly?
No, but I'm even talking about not beaten.
Mm-hmm.
And
disagreeing?
Yeah, like, not appreciating, not showing attention, not caring, living still like if, you're not a family member, taking it for granted, Right. There are many people, Nancy, who are husbands and wives, but they don't have a relationship. They stay in it because of the children.
That's right.
Where you're going after you achieve everything. You have everything, eh? You have everything in your home. You have the nicest car to drive. Everything, but you don't have love and care and
you don't have a relationship.
All the things that you give to me.
Really?
Yes.
You're taking good care of everything I give to you? So let me go back a whole other second. We're talking about the 2-2-2 rule in marriage. Mm-hmm. First one, go on a date night every 2 weeks. So we cover that, right? Even if it's to eat bread and cheese.
Yeah.
Spend a weekend away every 2 months. So we know we have an outlet in the carcass, so we could go every 2 weeks, right? Every 2 months. We can go to Cora,
You go to Tobago.
we could go to Tobago, so we cover that.
And you could go to a beach house in Trinidad.
Go to a beach house and Mayaro somewhere. Take a week-long vacation every 2 years.
Well, boy, we could rewrite that for Google.
We could rewrite that. Because listen, in my journeys with NP, I met a man in Amoko, right? And he said to me, if you want a good holiday, leave the island.
Yeah,
If you can afford it,
yeah.
leave
Well,
the island.
Well, I think that we really and truly, after the kids got, everybody started moving out. That was when we really started traveling every year.
Right.
And when we go away, it's for 6 weeks.
Right.
Because vacation for me was 6 weeks. And you would park up your truck and off we go.
Off we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But with the COVID lockdown in the last 3 years, so hopefully this year we will do something nice that,
Maybe that could be the third part.
yeah.
Because we have gone on a date night every night. And I bring you biscuit, crackers, and cheese. And a little juice in the night. Right? Spend a weekend away from home every 2 months. But we're doing that pretty regular too.
Yeah.
So we have to accomplish now this week-long vacation.
A week
Right.
too short for me.
A week too short for you?
That is an America thing. You know, Americans will come to Trinidad for 1 week. I always say
I guess that's for people who
That's
and
for people
again-
who don't get much vacation.
Right.
But when you're retired, you can go away, man. Do like Marcel, go away for 3 months.
Very true, very true. Very
Marcel and his wife, every year they went away for 3 months.
Very good, very good. So listen to me. So we have the 2-2-2 rule. I think it's a good rule because it affords us time together.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we love our grandchildren, we love our in-laws, but we have a life still.
Of course.
We want our health to hold out because we don't want to be separated due to some mishap. Even walking in the kitchen when it's wet, we don't want that kind of falling in the bathroom. You know, they say when you get older, you fall in 2 places, eh?
Yeah.
You either fall in the kitchen or you fall in the bathroom, right? So it would be far better to fall into the chair or fall into the bed.
Or fall in love.
Or fall in love every night, man. Fall in love every night. Now, question. I wake up this morning and I'm thinking, right? You know, every morning you say I wake up with a little thought in my mind.
Yeah.
Since we're doing these little channels on marriage, and we have seen some people responding saying that they have 45 years married, 35 years married. What about if we open our home, really, one of these evenings in the coming days? And you know, you have, I don't know if you agree with it, but I just turn it out to you. You know, you like to make a coconut bake, right? And you make a nice coconut bake or two, and anybody out there who married, let me say, let me deal with the 40 to 50
Yeah.
marriage range,
Yeah.
would like to come to our home and
Have a discussion about marriage.
have an open discussion about marriage and what makes your marriage work. I feel that that's going to be a great idea.
Yeah, I think that's good because a lot of people, a lot of young people, they are saying that the channel is really helping them and they appreciate the things they're hearing. Every day they learn something new. So you realize that people are willing to learn and want to have a better way of life. So we who are seniors and seasoned in this way of life,
Seasoning.
and we can share, if we can share our experiences and guide the younger people, because a lot of people don't have role models. Their own parents sometimes are divorced. So you having problems at home, your parents are divorced, well, the first thing you will say is, well, get a divorce I grew up in an undivided home. My children could do the same.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas people who have had stable marriages, they value that our children had a settled family life. So now they can start their own family and they can have a good life because they have been grounded and nurtured. They're not coming out messed up. When people divorce and they go separate ways, I always say that the ones who suffer the most are the kids. Because you and I, we are not agreeing, we are not happy together. I want out and I can start over my life. You feel the same way. So we move on. We move on. We divorce and we move on. But who is the one suffering? It's our kids. Because our kids love their father equally as they love their mother.
Right.
Because they have no problem with my father. My father is a good man. He gives me money. He takes me out. You know, my mother is a lovely person. So when you go separate ways, when children, I have seen it in our own family, that when children are with their father, they want to be with their mother, and when they're with their mother, they want to be with their father. So they are the ones who are torn. They come with mommy, they're missing daddy. When they're with daddy, they're missing mommy. And there's a void in their lives. And when they get married, they will not be able to offer because they are messed up themselves.
Right.
They are messed up. So we have to consider our children. We have to consider our family. And it's not every misunderstanding there is mean that you have to walk out of your marriage. People need to talk. There are counselors out there. There are people who are not qualified as counselors, but they have experience, and to talk to the right person at the right time to save your marriage.
So once again, we would like anybody, any couple, within the marriage
40 to 50.
40 to 50, one couple at a time, please. Right? One couple at a time. We can't take too many.
2 couples.
Well, 2 couples might be okay.
Yeah.
2 couples might be okay. But even if it turns out to be 1 couple, you come to our home, we provide the meal, and we sit down and we talk and we air our experiences, and we put it out there because people need the encouragement. One lady says that she has now introduced this 50-50 version.
Yes.
and her husband seemed to be very happy with it. So if we get together, like I say, Louis, you can make a little coconut bake or something, whatever, and we sit down as a nice little family here, holy words, and we put out our experiences. So you're not only going to get Louis and I, but we're going to get others coming in and sharing.
You have to get that big iPad.
You have to lose some weight.
Are you rotating the iPad, boy?
I ain't sure, girl. I'm going to tell you something. I go work out, right? We're going to work it out.
But before you go, I would like you to share that joke about Lizard.
Oh, gosh, Lizard. Anyway, I'm going to get this joke because Louis likes this joke. I hope you can laugh at the end of the joke again.
Yes, man.
Lizard climbed up the tree, but he's smelling a funny smoke in the air. So anyway, he ambled up the tree, and you see monkey sitting across there, smoking something, and looking happy. So he said, "Monkey, what you doing that? What you doing there?" Monkey say, "Boy, I'm smoking a joint here, boy." You see, a joint? What's that? You say something to make your head feel cool. You say, "Well, give me a little thing, my man." So monkey says, stretch out the hand in it, And the two of them sit down there, and they're smoking, and they're smoking, and they're smoking. But lizard started to get dry in the throat. So he tell monkey, he say, monkey boy, I had to go get some water, boy. I had to get some water. Monkey say, okay, go ahead now, man. When you come back, you'll get some more. So boy, he started to climb down the branch. And the next thing you know, he slip and he fall in the water. So alligator passing and see poor lizard struggling to get back to the bank. So he swim under and he pick him up and he put him on the bank. And he said, lizard, how come you fall in the water, boy? He said, boy, I was up there smoking something with monkey. And it came my head feeling good and nice. He said, what is you smoking? He said, he call it a joint, but it really has some fascinating results, you know. He said, you think you can share it with me? He said, go up the branch and ask him, man. So alligator started to climb up the branch, the tree. And when he do so, he said, monkey. Monkey turned around and said, lizard boy, you drink all that water? Bye-bye, fellas. All take good care. Thanks to everybody who supports us. Love you.